I say? Who the devil is in charge of taking this photograph? Oh, I told him I didn't want to be behind the weird old lady. I specifically told him not to show my face at all. Ah, shut up, you ungrateful. Oh, hi there. Sorry about the table situation. We got a small one this time. The big one we had is currently being used for this 3,000 piece puzzle we've been working on for a couple weeks now. But that's okay, because look at this. This is what you're seeing here. It's basically the whole game. Picture Perfect is a game for up to 4 players that tasks you with creating the photo that best suits the desires of the guests at the party. It is a strange win condition that asks for more clarification, but yes, you literally have to take a picture with your phone. Your actual just image determines the entire score for the whole game. Every single player has this exact type of setup, and they're all working to create the most perfect picture. Oh, that's why it's... So how do you know what they want? Each player starts off with a couple of these envelopes containing conditions that the guests want satisfied. This little boy here wants to be in the back row, doesn't want anyone standing in front of him, and wants to stand next to the old man. Well, okay, I can put him in the back and put the old guy next to him, but I don't really know what he wants. And this is where it starts to get puzzly. If you don't satisfy a character's conditions, they will make you lose points at the end of the game. It's SAT rules. If you don't know it, don't bother. So now I want to get that old man envelope. Let's say a couple rounds go by and I finally get him. He wants to stand on the right side, doesn't want his face in the picture, and doesn't want to stand next to a woman. Okay, clearly this guy has some issues, but let's see what we can do. I can satisfy both of them if the old man goes in the right corner and then I move the little boy next to him. But wait a minute. The plant said he wanted to go there, and didn't the boy say he wanted no one in front of him? So now what do I do? And this is where the game becomes this impossible puzzle you need to just do your best at. You need to remember the cards you've seen, because you likely won't see them again. So it's up to you to create the best possible solution. So screw this little kid. I'm keeping the plant there because he's big and annoying. He can help me block the face of the old man as he so desires. See, it all comes down to your actual photo composition at the very end. However you do it, you need to make sure you angle it correctly so that his face is blocked, while still keeping everything else that needs to be in the frame. Multiply all these decisions I made by the rest of the cast of characters, and there's your game. It's simple but effective, and it absolutely gets a 10 out of 10 for presentation. Every player's background is different. You can have a different tablecloth pattern, you can dress the table with all sorts of decorations, and none of this really affects the game, unless you use the candles to block your old man's face somehow. It's all for you to fit into your role as a professional photographer. Although, there is an optional variant to use the decorations as currency in various bidding wars for the cards that you want. You may have noticed in my explanation so far that player interaction is not much of a thing in this game. It's kind of like everyone just has this puzzle and they have to solve it better than everyone else. You can't really affect someone else's scene very much at all. The auction variant allows players to offer up envelopes, forcing players to shell out cash for a particular character that they want, and it definitely adds a little bit of a punch to the game, and I highly recommend it. The best parts of this game are at the end of rounds when somebody gets a new envelope and they look at it and they go like, how am I supposed to how did you do that? How am I gonna do that? And it's just a constant stressful thing over and over. Everyone's just grumbling and arguing about their unreasonable clients. It's just like having a real job. And then the last 10 minutes is great too, because it's just revealing each envelope one by one to every player and seeing who did what they were supposed to do correctly. Equally filled with all kinds of oohs and ahs and anger and stress and all that. And you get to text everyone your picture, make a big group chat of all the players and everyone gets to see who did what and how they try to go around this problem or whatever. It's just, what I love about this game is it's really unlike anything I've ever played. It's not a mind blower, it's not like the most competitive game, but it's just really neat. It's fun, it's great for families, anyone can play it, it's quick. It's just a good game. You can also get the expansion which boosts the game up to 6 players. And Unlike other games where boosting the player count increases the gameplay time, this doesn't. Like, it's a perfectly reasonable amount of rounds, no matter the player count. You can play it with 3 or 6. It's all good. And everything here is 1 player. So the price of the expansion is like half the price of the game, and that makes sense because it's 2 players basically thrown on. It works. It's fine. Yeah, so that's the game.
Didn't I specifically tell you I didn't want to be near the wheelchair guy?
That's offensive. Are you sure?
I said no wheelchair guy. I didn't want the dog in front of me. I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't want that.
All right, bye. What's that mean? No, don't bite, don't bite.